Okay, radians then. So up until now, anytime we've looked at angles, they've always been in degrees. So that's 1 unit you can measure angles in the same way that length could be measured in centimetres or metres, or it could be measured in yards and feet. We've got other units to measure angles, and radians is one of them. So pi radians equals 180 degrees. So that means 1 degree equals pi over 180, and 1 radian equals 180 over pi. So the first thing we're going to do is to convert from one to the other. So first of all, we'll convert 150 degrees to radians. So to get from degrees to radians, we multiply by pi over 180. And if we can, leave it as a fraction. So 5 pi over 6 radians. Our second one, convert 27 degrees to radians. So 27 times pi over 180 is going to give you 3/20 pi, or 0.471 radians if we want to do it to 3 significant figures. Okay, our third one, we're going to convert 2 pi over 3 radians to degrees. So to go from radians to degrees, times by 180 over pi, and we get that that's 120 degrees. Convert 0.72 radians to degrees. So that's 0.72 by 180 over pi, and that gives us 41.3 degrees. Now we have a couple of different things that we have to do then with radians. So the first thing then would be CAST questions. So if you remember, these are questions like cos theta equals 0.2, where theta is between 0 and 2 pi, and we have to find all the possible values for theta. And this is the thing to look for. Look at the range. If the range is in radians, so it'll be saying about something to do with pi. This one here is 0 to 2 pi. Then we do the question in radians. If it's in degrees, you do the question in degrees. So the first thing you need to do is make sure your calculator is in radians mode to do this question. So we find inverse cos of 0.2, and we get 1.37 radians on your calculator. It's cos and it's positive, so that's in here and in here. 1.37, 1.37. So our values for theta are 1.37, and then round to this one here, which would be 2 pi minus 1.37, which gives us 4.91 radians. Okay, so our second one, 3 sine theta cos theta equals sine theta between minus pi and pi radians. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring the sine theta across to the left hand side. Then I'm going to factorise. So I get either sine theta equals 0 or cos theta equals 1/3. I'm going to do each of them in turn then. So inverse sine of 0 gives us 0. It's sine and it's positive, so that's in these two quadrants. So we'll draw our angle there and there, which will give us two values. Remember, our range is minus pi to pi, so that was like our minus 180 to plus 180. So you go round the two different ways. So our first one is naught. If we go round to this, it'll be pi, and the other way, it'll be minus pi. And then we'll go across to our other answer for cos then. Cos to the minus 1 of a third then is 1.23. It's cos and it's positive, so it's in these two quadrants. So our answer would be plus and minus 1.23 radians. And then in an exam, make it nice and clear for the examiner. We've got naught, we've got plus and minus 1.23, and we've got plus and minus pi radians. Okay, our next one then. Tan 2 theta equals minus a half for theta being between naught and pi. So we find inverse tan of a half. Remember to drop the minus sign when we're trying to find this angle that we're working with, and we get 0.464. The graph takes care of the minus sign, so it's tan and it's minus. So when that's in these two quadrants, so our range in the question then is that theta is between naught and pi. We're dealing with 2 theta, so our new range would be 2 theta then would have to be between naught and 2 pi. So our answers for 2 theta, our first one will be around to here, so that's going to be pi take away 0.464, which gives us 2.68. And our other angle around here will be 2 pi take away 0.464, and that gives us 5.82. Divide by 2, and we get 1.34 and 2.91 radians. Okay, our fourth one then. 2 sine squared theta plus cos theta equals 2, and our range is 0 to 2 pi. So this is where we have to remember that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals 1. So we want to write this quadratic either all in terms of sine or all in terms of cos. So we can write sine squared theta as 1 minus cos squared theta. So putting that into our equation, that means now everything is in terms of cos. So multiply out. Bring everything across, and we'll have 2 take away 2, which will cancel. So we've got 2 cos squared theta minus cos theta. So we have factorising we have cos theta upon 2 cos theta minus 1 equals 0. So cos theta equals 0. So inverse cos of 0, and we get pi over 2. It's cos and it's positive, so it's in here and here. So that's going to be our angle there. So it's pi over 2 and then round to this one, that's 3 pi over 4. Sorry, 3 pi over 2. And then looking at this one here, we'll have cos theta equals a half. Inverse cos of a half is pi over 3. And now your calculator, if it's in that math mode, it should give you your answer as pi over 3. And if it gives it like that, keep that's your exact value instead of giving it to 3 significant figures. So it's cosinus positive again. So it's in here and in here. So our two values are pi over 3, and then round it's going to be 2 pi take away pi over 3. So that's 5 pi over 3. So if pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, pi over 3, 5 pi over 3 as our 4 different answers.